Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gate. Let's love. So it's come to this. Yo, this is Gay Cray. This is Gay Cray.
Gay Cray. Kim and Kyle in the house.
Finally.
I'm sorry, I talked over you. I got excited. Kim, Kyle, hi.
This is Gay Cray. Kim and Kyle from 90-day Cray Cray.
Hi, guys. We're so excited to be here.
I made a promise.
Kyle, give us that voice. Give us that voice, sugar.
You know, I made a promise
uncomfortable.
to some of our fans that I would show you guys what I look like.
What?
What?
Oh my God, he's doing it. It's just dude, that's a murder closet.
The top of his head.
I know. It's the bad lighting, but I'm sorry.
You are the bear that I imagined you to be. Oh my God.
Are you
I have a chubby
indoor?
right now. What's happening?
I know. You're like a
Oh my God, you are a man. Kyle is the kind of man
This is
that's
exactly
so studly.
what I thought you would look like.
He gets
It's
you
just
pregnant. the first
lumbersexual.
night. Yes, it's lumbersexual. It's very.
I need to go into an interior room.
I can't focus right now.
Take your video off again, Kyle,
Okay,
because I can't.
I can't.
I'm gonna think sex thoughts about.
I'm
you the
already
whole
on
time.
Kate Hudson vodka right now, and
You guys are our friends, and you know, I just thought it was time.
that's real friendship. That's
know
real
what?
friendship, guys.
And I didn't even screenshot that for a spank bank later. So that's how good of friends we are.
Damn it! Do it again, Kyle. And Kim's like, I'm not showing you my video because, bitch, I'm not even wearing eyeliner right now. So fuck off to all of you.
I'm in full out flannel Christmas pajamas right now. Nobody is gonna see
Turban
me. No.
covering the hair.
I'm masking. Okay.
Did you enjoy my Dexter closet?
Oh yeah, I said it looked like indoor, like some kind of moon.
Well, Poodle's really into kind of having sex, being choked, maybe fearing for his life at the same time.
I am so not into being choked.
I don't know. For someone who's not into being choked, you talk about it a lot.
We
Poodle.
portray my sex life as well. You know, it is. Before the pandemic, my sex life was kind of crazy, but I never liked. I'm not like choke me. You know, I'm not like that. But like, I like freaky deaky stuff, but I don't love that. Dexter closet would send me running.
You've also never said
It's
caress
too
me.
small anyway. It's too small in there. That closet, nobody can get anything done.
Now
It's
I know
too
why
small.
it sounds so good because y'all
I
don't
know.
have like ambulances driving by or some of your neighbors fucking dog barking like at our show.
Oh yeah, y'all. I've got like 3 dogs around me, and one. It's calmed down now, but there's one across the street that is so fucking tweaked. It barks at everyone who walks by. And I just need to throw a steak in there with like rat poison as I walk by.
All I
I'm gonna
have
get
is
canceled.
Throw a giant chocolate bar over the fence.
Exactly. You know, everyone in the
have
neighborhood
is-
would thank me.
I just have a husband downstairs watching the new season of The Crown at full volume. Full volume.
That's the most heterosexual thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Yeah, you might be concerned, Kim. Okay, we're gonna move on. Kim,
A lot of longing looks.
I just have one more question. How tall are you again, Kyle?
I am 6'5".
6'6"? Oh.
Shut up! You're 6'5".
Well, you know, as I've said on the show,
Now
my
I'm
man pussy
picturing
is
him in
officially
overalls.
wet. Just wet, just gooch.
Kim, do you know what WAP means?
Yes, wet ass pussy. It's a
Ah,
song.
Damn it. I lost
I
a
know.
bet. Fuck.
I'm not that naive.
Damn it.
Damn it. Okay, y'all, let's jump in and tell you what we're here today because Poodle and I have decided to take on the reins of Life After Lockup because, we started Love After Lockup. And we were sitting there going, wait a minute, we don't know all these characters. Wait a minute.
we know 3 of the couples, and we need to be educated.
We are not
summer children.
We thought we are not naive enough to watch all of season 2 and get roped into a year's worth of trash reality TV. Who do we know who sat through all that shit and could tell us about those people?
All 50 episodes.
Oh my! There were like 79 episodes. Every week it was like, what episode is this? How is this like 47? Like, why are we watching this?
I remember listening to your 90-day recaps like a year ago when that was going on, and literally, I actually think you sounded more beat down then than you do now in a pandemic.
It's like that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory tunnel where they're cutting off the chickens' heads, but you don't know when it's going to end.
Wow.
Whoa.
You remember
That's
that when they were going through the tunnel and like they were seeing all kinds of crazy shit?
That made me lose my Kyle boner. Okay, well,
that's my job.
That's
just reminded me of Ari and Benny and the fucking chicken in that market.
Yeah, chicken decapitation.
There's a lot of live animals being slaughtered on that season.
That's a great segue. So instead, it is a great segue, y'all. First of all, if you don't know Kim and Kyle, they have they are truly like, we would not be here without them. They are the OG.
They are the OGs.
90-day podcasters, 90-day Fiancé Cray Cray. You have to listen to their show. You have to listen to the page. They basically, we all do the same shit that we love. They do 90-day. They just, y'all are doing Plathville now.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing Love After Lockup. You do Marrying Millions too, right?
We did.
Season 2.
Yeah. And if you listen to our show, you definitely need to listen to their show as well, because we're going to give you kind of some of the facts that are really not coherent. But they actually do research, and there are a lot less references to country relatives. So there are fewer stories.
I mean,
where we go off into
Kim really does the research and Kyle drinks, but yes, Kim does a lot of research.
Much. Yeah, I mean, there are references. There are references to my Polish relatives, but no Southern references that
you won't get references to like TG&Y, the old department store. We did say we had a review that said, if you want Southern stories complete with Robert Oppenheimer jokes, 90-day Gays is the one for you. I mentioned Robert Oppenheimer somehow. I don't even know.
The way I think about your show is, if you listen to our podcast and you think to yourself, I like this podcast, but I wish that they had some talent. Then 90-day Gays is for you.
Not at all.
That's very sweet, but not true.
Y'all can actually keep on task.
Yes,
I mean, we just can't.
Like a network a television
network
would hire y'all to do something. They would never hire Jake and I.
Yeah,
because Jake would just get drunk and like in the middle of the thing, like show the producer his tit and try to and I would get drunk and mess up the names.
I called Christianity a multi-level marketing plan. And we would lose all our sponsors.
That's it, basically. Now, are Polish stories like Southern stories? Do they always end sad?
No, they usually end very. Well, I guess if you consider, I used to wait in line for soup for 16 hours. If that's sad to you, then I guess it is.
They usually end in confusion.
It's usually broad confusion and a general derision of capitalism,
and lots of talk of heavy root vegetables.
Absolutely,
yes,
yeah. That makes sense. Pickled sauerkrauts, pickled beets,
and lots of cheese, lots of cheesecake.
For all of the harsh conditions that my father-in-law grew up in, he will still shit on Moldovans constantly.
Wow.
In Poland, we eat potato, but in Moldova, they eat potato.
I kind of respect that. He's still got a rivalry.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's they're so beneath him. It's just those potato people in Moldova.
Well, it's because that's why there were 2 fucking world wars fought.
Yeah.
They really, if someone 30 miles away from you, you're really going to talk shit about them. You know?
It was just who could, they had contests in Poland and in Eastern Europe on how many bricks you could lay in one day. And Poland was the king. So fuck off, Moldova.
This is a point of pride, I'm sure.
We talk about it all the time. It's great.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
anyway.
His favorite is Larissa. The only person, the only woman worth admiring on 90 Day Fiancé is literally only Larissa.
With her body and
This
booty.
woman is pure entertainment. She should be on every television show.
You know what?
You should teach him how to do OnlyFans. You should teach him how to get her OnlyFans.
That's a terrible idea. Fuck, I never
really
thought
scary.
of that. Oh,
He would
God.
probably enjoy that for many reasons.
All of his retirement goes into OnlyFans.
He might be too cheap to pay for it, though.
You guys know that he lives with me 6 months out of the year. I really don't need to hear.
Yeah, you're gonna hear. Yeah, you're gonna hear him thinking
of Larissa going, "Put your penis. Can you show me penis?"
You're telling your wife, like, honey, we just have to buy more towels. Don't ask. We just have to buy more towels.
We're re-insulating our house with noise-proof insulation. That's it.
It's true. Now, let's actually jump into some 90. We're going to talk a little bit about 90 Day, y'all, and then we're just because we know you're thirsty dick pics for it. So, and then we're going to talk about Lalu. But, you know, breaking news, Larissa and Ericy are bye-bye. Apparently they broke up. Did you hear?
I don't believe it.
There's so many rumors about this constantly.
Kim's like,
there's no way. She's just, I mean, look, Larissa's fired from the network. She needs something to make headlines. I don't blame her. And so they're going to, did you see that last week she was doing an Ask Me Anything and somebody said, are you and Ericy still together? And she said yes. And then immediately following the same question. And she said no.
Yeah, she's probably the worst PR person for her own self.
Yes.
I will say someone sent me a video of Larissa's she had a performance in Las Vegas. It's some kind of weird
magic show.
Magic show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bath show where she was in a bathtub for an hour,
no,
lathering her tits with soap.
Ugh.
That's even worse. But this was some type of choreographed show where people were like throwing their bodies around, and she came out of something and people were coming out of cages. It was very, very disturbing. A sissy sent it to me and I just kind of stared at it and went, how does this exist? And because I didn't really understand it. And Larissa obviously is doing live shows now where she's a special guest. One thing I did not know, Larissa cannot dance.
Oh, I could have told you
that's
remember
bad.
that when she went to the pole dancing class, she was atrocious.
Yeah, I learned from that. Yeah,
this is such a missed opportunity because if Larissa really like honed in on what she's good at, she could have a really good brand. Like do sexy workout gear and like corsets. She was really into corsetting, like focus. But instead, she's just trying to like sell pictures of her boobs for $5 on OnlyFans. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a good strategy.
She's just so fucking funny without trying to be.
I know. I think she's entertaining.
She's so entertaining.
She could be like the Brazilian Brooke Burke and sell Skechers. You know what I mean? You're right. She totally could do that.
But she couldn't be real. That's the thing. If you put her in front of something and tried to get her to sell something, she would be like, hello, I am Larissa. And it would just be really awful. But if you can get her where she's just like mind-numbingly terrible with those big Muppet eyes, just like barely keeping them open, that's hysterical.
Oh,
remember when she ate fries with a fork when she was
true?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like
that's Kim's Facebook profile picture. Still.
It is. She's like sucking the fry through her lips, but she can't close her lips.
She can't close them.
And her eyes are so heavy, whether from the lashes that she can barely lift them. It's like a Muppet eye.
So what is funnier to y'all? Larissa selling Skechers or Courtney selling period cups?
it's definitely Courtney because of that dude.
Oh, so creepy.
Oh,
That German guy that's wearing someone else's skin for a face.
He messaged us and told us that they really enjoyed our show. They thought it was really funny. He said,
chilling.
except for the comments about physical appearance, but oh well, because Jake always talks about Courtney's lazy eye.
Oh no, I said that she has ceiling eyes, like Audrina from The Hills. They just kind of drift up to and you can see there's nothing in them.
Their storyline though was the only good part of What Now or whatever mini series was.
I need to go visit my mom. No, Courtney, you must stay here with me. Okay.
I think I hate him. I was like, oh my god, like twice. Like what?
I was concerned. I was very concerned for her. She's still a captive.
I miss her a little bit. If she got another 90 Day Fiancé, I kind of am here for it.
Courtney. And I miss Antonio, who's like doing very well in China, apparently, as a model.
Yeah, he would.
I don't know. We're about to jump in our Patreon. We're about to, I think, not this week, but next week we start season 2 of 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, it's so good. You haven't seen Ymir yet?
No,
we have not seen Ymir.
We haven't seen
Danielle and Muhammad. We haven't seen.
We've been doing. Let's see.
We've been doing Russ and Paula. And we've been doing
Louis and
Aziza
Aya
and John. Louis and Aya.
I'm blanking. Mormon guy and Child Bride.
Alan
and Kiriam.
Yes.
And as soon as we knew, and you guys heard this, I'm sure, as soon as that they met on his Mormon mission, he told her parents could you save her for me?
And wasn't she like 14?
Yes.
It's super creepy.
Gross.
And she is still gorgeous.
She is.
They're
she's
still
wonderful.
married.
They
and
are.
he had some sort of like career crisis last year and decided he wanted to be a photographer, and they went to live with his parents or some shit. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I cry for her because
his poor mom who wore a blouse to the wedding.
She's like a 10.
It was a real problem.
Yeah.
She is like a 10. I think.
And he's like fucking Frankenstein.
But
do you think he's worse than Big Ed?
No.
No one's as bad. No one, and y'all, and no one's as gross as Big Ed, because Big Ed continuously is on social media with younger women, and it's repulsive.
Yep.
Even like
Rarely
children sometimes.
So
and
yeah.
Why can't I remember his name? Mormon guy. I'm blanking. Poodle. What's his name?
Russ and Paula.
No, not Russ and Paula. No.
Pure Liam's husband, and I can't even remember.
Alan.
Yes.
Alan is not as worse as Big Ed because his hair never smells like Hellman's, or if you're on the West Coast, Best Foods. Wherever.
Yeah, you can't get Hellman's here. You can get Best Foods.
Yes, Best Foods. And if you're in the South, you can get
Dukes. You can get Dukes.
You can get
I
Dukes.
don't remember Alan ever telling Pure Liam to shave her legs or get her drunk on champagne. So
he was upset that she was a model and all these men would leer at her, and what would happen?
Like he did when she was 14?
Yes.
We must protect her virginity at all costs. It was protecting Kiriam's virginity.
But it was such
a family affair.
It was so like so many Mormons we know that are like, can we hurry? But they rush their marriage because they're like, can we hurry up and get married so we can fuck?
Days. I want to get inside that pussy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway. So see y'all. This is what happens with a Gay Cray. We're waylaid. We haven't even gotten into this toe.
Let's talk about toe. General ideas in one word or one sentence from this season of Toe.
Heavy.
Yeah.
I need release. I need to escape. That's what I would say.
There's no couple. You know what's funny? If you had asked me who the lightest and funniest couple was going to be on The Other Way season 2, I would have never said Jihoon and Devin. But here we are.
Boy,
here we are.
The truth. Here we are.
Wow,
that is true.
The gays have been a little light at times, but now
Kenny cries a lot.
Now that we're dealing with their not being able to get married and trying to explain it to their fucking child, it's gotten very, and they've surprisingly, I think probably the gays have gotten the lowest amount of screen time next to Cheese Stick and Melissa.
It's because they're normal people and there's no drama. And I mean, they're always in the car. They live in their car. Like 80% of the footage we've gotten of those two this year is in their car.
True.
Don't you think that the very strange and incredibly offensive and dehumanizing bullshit reason needs to get updated a little bit? Like, don't we have enough fucking people?
Yeah, the fact that
saving the human race. Yeah, I think we're kind of past that.
Kenny posted a.
If anything, we need way less procreation.
I think everyone should be nor planted. We should not be given any. We should not have babies for like at least a half a year.
Kenny posted a picture today of like his triplet girls when they were little, and he's like, "See, I did my part. I populated."
Y'all, he's been really funny. Fun. They listen to our show because I fucking came hard for the way he spelled his kids' names.
And then someone bought us the cameo
from him, and he's like, "And guess what? My names for my kids are perfect." So
he came at us, and then he said, "And by the way, nope, no Botox. It's just the way I am." Because I was like, I swore you had Botox.
Work. I'm like, bitch, yes, you at least had some Botox.
Sounds like something somebody with a lot of Botox would say.
It's right. We have a friend of him. We never do this, but because of the whole gay thing, we might do a little interview with them because we're interested in the kind of behind the scenes of the struggle for gay rights in Mexico.
And Armando has made a lot of cameos for some of our
He's
Facebook
so
group.
Good at it. Yeah. He hustles, man.
He hustles.
Really good.
He really does too much for cameo. Y'all, like, I drink Kate Hudson vodka and then you get cameos. Poodle puts on a wig.
I kind of do a little more.
No, you don't. You throw on You throw on a ratty ass Gone with the Wind wig, and you read things as if you're writing a Civil War letter.
I've been doing these like Civil War letters for Southern Charm, where I'm like my grandmother writing, "Dear Elizabeth Bennington, I must tell you that I received your letter last week." But I'll just randomly do.
But then
those.
It gets really dirty because Poodle's great great grandmother.
My great grandmother was a really big slut.
Poodle Boudreaux Remington was a whore.
And so now I do cameos when I'm writing Southern letters from the war, and it's like, I miss your warm heat in my bed, my husband. It's so weird.
It's weird.
And it came out in one episode that I did it, and now sometimes we play the theme from Ken Burns' The Civil War.
I want one of these now.
It's so weird.
You know what,
we're gonna have to buy one.
You don't have to buy one. I will make Poodle give you one for free because you showed us who you are.
I will wear my Scarlett O'Hara wig, and
Poodle will do it on Instagram and post for you.
Yeah, I'll definitely do one. It's become fun for me, especially if I've got the music. Really inspires me to go deep into my history.
Okay, we're gonna move on. He's getting deep now. Okay, so heavy, and so not a lot of light. So y'all, we're gonna get to Ari and Biniam, but because they're, again, Kyle Poodle said they're the most divisive people in the
Kyle said that
so divisive.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to them, but first I want to cock tease and I want to ask Brittany and Yuzan, come at us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it? Do you? We have said we feel like. Well, no, I want to know your thoughts before we say it. It's just, but oh man. I don't even know where to start with these two. This is like, it's so sad.
I mean, the biggest problem for me is that like this whole entire middle part of the season, we didn't realize until recently that Yuzan hadn't told Brittany at all about his situation at home. Like he told her this story like, oh, I moved out of my parents' house of my own volition. I'm making a go of it myself, when really he's been disowned, kicked out, fired. So she's thinking he's making all this personal progress and his like dad wants to kill him, but she actually has no idea. So that really changes the narrative. And we only found out like this past episode that was true.
It's kind of like, what Yazan told Brittany was like a John Hughes version of his life.
Yes.
Where he's like, yeah, I'm moving out of my parents' house, gonna have some parties.
I got this sweet car. What the fuck, bitch? You made me crash it. Oh,
and when really it's like a fucking really awful Chris Nolan dark story. They don't. We often say they don't know how to speak each other's language, and she thinks she's on an episode of Maury.
But but Kyle, like, do you think? Because I agree with you. You kind of, Kim, just made that apparent to me. I'm like, oh yeah, she doesn't fully know. But that said, Kyle, do you think Brittany is an influencer idiot?
Yeah,
that's a loaded question.
Yeah, I do. It's really hard to square that. There's competing problems here. On the one hand, I do think that she's gotten a remarkably bad edit in some ways, because we've kind of been led to believe through selective editing that she has known how shitty his life has been, and she's just YOLOing it up, twerking on the beach in Miami, if you believe the show. On the other hand, I just really can't get past the theory that I think most people have had from the beginning, that she's really just doing this for likes. And I just have a hard time believing that she really cares about him in any real way.
Yeah, agree.
And I know this is hard, but for a second, forget all of the cultural offenses that she's committed in Jordan. Don't even think about that. Just their relationship alone, I don't see her doing really anything at all to show that she's into him in any respect.
Oh, that's a good point.
She hasn't crossed the Rubicon at all. She hasn't done anything. She's like, I gave up everything. Like what? You were living with your
grand to
father.
Go to Jordan? Like, that's it.
And she made him pay for all of her tickets.
Now, if she moved there permanently, yeah, I think it's clear that would be giving up your family and your friends, and you're leaving a pretty comfortable life in Florida to go to a country you're not familiar with that's just not as wealthy as where you're from. Obviously, she would be giving up something. But so far, I think it's essentially zero. She's only gained from being on this show at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We're in agreement.
Did you guys see her rap video?
No.
Oh my gosh. You guys are really missing out. What? Actually, you're probably better off not having seen it.
I'm writing notes because I always write a note for like
it can't be any worse than Chevelle's rap career that was still online when Chevelle was an aspiring rapper from Lalu.
Oh yeah, did y'all see her short film?
Oh, y'all need to watch Chevelle's short film.
From
How
Lalu.
short is it?
You just need to watch her part. She's in a hot tub.
Oh,
it is the most painful 1 minute of acting you've ever seen.
Okay, I can take 1 minute.
I can do a minute.
This is a 4-minute rap video from Brittany where the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds are the intro storyline.
Oh,
the actual rapping is maybe a minute 30.
But see, that is the best metaphor for how she thinks about her life. It's like Poodle said before, she is the hero of her own story.
She's the hero of her story.
Yeah. Yep. The entire intro is her shopping for a Lamborghini.
Stop! Stop! It's not real.
It's
it's not even funny. It's just
God.
It doesn't make any sense really.
And the saddest part of all is she can't even do her own makeup.
Oh, we have gone nuts over that makeup.
Tragic.
Her highlighter is horrible.
And those fucking Magna Doodle like eyebrows she's drawn on. Oh.
What do you guys think about her braces though?
I went on record episode 1 saying they were vanity braces. They weren't real.
That's what I think too.
Totally for sugar baby effect.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think she pretty much admitted as such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the first episode, I mean, maybe she needed them at some point, but she's kept them on purpose.
Braces. Some guys like braces.
In Japan, that was a thing. Like, it make you look more, younger than you are, like a little girl or something. So
Hawaii,
I don't know.
Right?
Sure.
Now, do you? Again, well, I'm teasing everybody. We're going to get to him because we have really had a turn on Submit, and with Submit and Jenny, we are over Submit.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
I think the first season we thought there was something about him as Ashwini, as you guys probably know Ashwini in your group.
Yes.
Which, by the way,
Infamous.
she thinks now. All I said was, Submit, his family, his brother, they all seem like slow to realize that Jenny wants to get married to Submit. And then Ashwini took that to say that I said all Indian people are like slow. I don't know. I just told her to take CBD oil.
Anyway, she is the first to come for us for
her.
anything Submit related.
It's true. I love her.
But
We love her
think
too. She'll be the first to admit that she can be an asshole sometimes. So
and we love her, and she keeps us honest about it. So
she does.
And,
she keeps us honest too.
And I will say, I thought there must be something about Submit that was romantic, because I know I don't sound like it, but I'm a huge, huge romantic. I will watch a Keira Knightley movie and swoon. But
it's true.
This season, I'm like, damn, Submit is just it's past the Notebook. It's past anything now.
Yeah.
It all seems desperate. If you watched Submit's face this episode when he's like, we can get married, and Submit's face was like, holy fuck.
I mean, we have such a different view of them. I think in the first season, people were really enamored with Jenny and Submit. They thought this was like a real love story. But now that we know more, like, Jenny is kind of a predator. Like, she went there.
She's a fake foreign exchange student that was fucking him in Daddy's attic. It's fucking horrifying.
I can't wait till we get married, Submit. We're going.
Submit, now we can get married.
There's no.
It'll protect you from coronavirus.
I never knew I needed dueling Kyle and Poodle chicken Jennies, but I did. America.
Corona. We don't need coronavirus.
Who am I to say that this card will work?
We love each other. We're good.
Oh God! What the fuck's happening?
Are we?
Yeah, but I can't talk.
Can we make bets on, like, are they going to get married? Because Submit looks terrified, and I think he there's no way he is like shit.
Okay, let's.
No way.
We are making a public bet right now. I don't know about what.
I'm going to make a bet now that I'm going to say $50. He finds some way to delay it, because he's a fucking mama's boy. And you see him in the clip from the next episode of, like, begging his mother to give him permission.
It's so uncomfortable. Yeah.
Kim, what do you say?
I mean, I bet my entire life savings that Submit would take at least 3 to 5 years to get divorced. So what the fuck do I know, you know? He comes home like one court day and he's like, I'm divorced. I'm like, oh, shit.
I completely agree that if they do get married, it's definitely not going to be on this season.
It'll be they're going to wait to the next one.
It'll be on Life After Lockup.
Okay, what do you bet, Kyle? Kim's life savings, Poodle $50.
Yeah, I'll bet 50 too. If anyone's willing to take us up on it, yeah.
I say it's a no-go this season.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to say I don't think they're going to get married at all. And I will bet that if they don't get married or they do get married, Kyle will send me a DM pic.
Ooh.
That's a good bet to me. Yeah.
So this was all a ruse just to get
Kyle's
dick from Kyle. This is disgusting.
Yeah.
Talk about a predator.
Good morning, my dick.
Good morning, my dick. Good morning, my dick.
He's just going to send you a picture of Colt's dick. So
that's what he's
going
to do, which we luckily haven't seen. Thank God.
You know what?
Not yet.
Get ready.
Oh, no, I saw it. Someone sent a pic of it. You don't ever need to see it, Maddie.
Of course you saw it. Of course you saw it. You can't say no. You're that girl from Oklahoma.
I have seen every 90 Day Fiancé dick because I've talked about it, and I have been sent all of them. I've seen John and Fernandez dick. It is something to see.
We got threatened in a lawsuit by Jonathan over that dick pic.
Really?
Yeah.
Then maybe we'll move on about that. We didn't see it at all.
I really want to see Pedro's dick. That's
you know what? Now we're in dick territory. I'm sorry I brought it up, Kyle.
Sorry, I don't think that one's out there.
We need to.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get on to Lalu, but first we have to.
We need to talk.
No. I'm saying we're going to get there, but I just want one word answers.
Okay.
Cheese Stick and Melissa, are they going to get married?
No.
I don't even think they were together on this season.
I'm dying laughing that you even asked that question.
Well, because someone's like, Carl, I don't think they're going to get married. That's what Kim said. I'm so nervous.
That's Carl's wife, y'all.
Carl,
she asked Carl everything.
Bring me that TV guide. I have to see when the 90 comes on again. Shooter, go get your daddy.
That's the dog.
So that's what's going to happen.
You guys said they weren't going to get married, and I don't like spoilers.
Someone totally believes it.
The worst thing about and everyone knows it, she fucking hates him. Like every molecule in her body vibrates with hate for him.
And what's to like?
We said this before.
There's one thing to like.
You think he's got a big dick?
Huge old dick, unfortunately.
He's just tall. He's just tall. That's it. That's the only thing.
And he kind of looks like the guy from Men in Black who's wearing an Edgar suit.
Yes.
But my thing is he never was meant to marry a woman from Colombia. He was meant to marry some co-ed from Ohio State or who would be in love with him and his corny jokes. He would be so happy, but he loved quote unquote exotic women. And he flew too close to the sun, and this is what happened.
I so agree with that take.
He needs to be with someone like his mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who actually was a great mom.
And Dowd.
And Dowd, as Poodle calls her. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just really make people mad or make them happy. But either way, we're going to get fucking letters. Ariel and Biniam.
These two. I blame them for all of my DM, for not being able to check my DMs on Instagram anymore.
So my question is kind of an underlying question, because we've talked about like the semantics of their relationships and all this, and on both of our podcasts. Why do we think the undercurrent? Why do we think? I'll leave this to you, Kim, first. Why do we think they are so divisive in the 90-day world?
I think that Ari is this, privileged, rich girl that's spoiled and kind of moves to another country and then immediately just has a lot of opinions about its culture and what she doesn't like about it. And Biniam has this kind of sweet affect that vocal affect, that he speaks like he's just this little sweetheart. But I think there's something way darker there. Why doesn't Biniam just tell her where he's going? Like, I still have not received an answer to this question. And I feel like he's either cheating on her.
He can do anything he wants.
I know. It feels like that. And I don't know. And I think it's also divisive because there's postpartum, maybe yes, no. There's mental health illness history with Ari. So
that's number one for me.
And she made terrible bad decisions. And how responsible do we hold her to those versus how much empathy we feel for her? I don't know. It's really hard. And then, Biniam, he has such a sob story. I mean, he was orphaned at a young age. He's already has been ripped away from his other son. It's got all the dark elements.
He's playing the ass drums for money.
You haven't even mentioned animal sacrifice or circumcision.
Oh my God.
No,
interfaith relationships, baptism.
Okay, yeah.
And this is the weirdest thing. I'm not Jewish nor very, very extremely Christian, but every time
fucked a lot of Jewish guys.
That's true. I'm Jewish by injection, I often say.
Shalom.
Shalom. I will say that every time she says, it's fine, we can do a baptism, it's just like someone playing water on him. I'm like, bitch, don't make fun of a religious rite you don't understand or respect.
Yeah, that's not the take.
Yeah,
sure.
and she does it all the time.
That got us a 1-star review, and someone called Poodle a religious zealot.
Someone called me a religious zealot because I defended religious people, and I'm like, if you knew me, I'm. So they called me a religious zealot. I love that.
The funny thing about that is, I completely feel the same way because
me too.
I'm an atheist. That's how I feel, but that's not something that I would say about the person that I love's deeply held religious convictions on camera or to their face.
Yeah, that's something you say in your head. Like, that's something you say to yourself to reassure yourself that your baby is just going to be just fine, you know?
I honestly think she's had so much therapy, that kind of talk therapy where you have to say everything you feel, that it's divorced from her inner emotions and outer emotions.
Well, and also too, sometimes when people do either not too much therapy, but they can do certain types of therapy where they feel like maybe they are learned to speak their emotions and that their emotions are valid, but then they also feel like their emotions should be shared and should be listened and adhered to in any situation. And if you're not validating their emotions, you're
attacking them.
You're
by
attacking
proxy.
them by proxy. Which is
I want to take because this just made me remember something that Kim and I wanted to ask you about. Quick detour, and then we'll get back to Ari and Vinny.
Sure.
What is with therapists on 90 Day Fiancé telling people what they should do in their life?
Yes.
Is that never happens?
That's strange,
that never
right?
happens in real life.
Never. And first of all, Tim's therapist, someone looked her up. Beth Ann.
Reparative therapy.
She's a reparative therapist. So like cures gay people. So already, y'all, she's a piece of shit.
And that guy in Colombia is definitely a paid extra.
He was just like, have you seen this woman? Like, Tim, stay here.
Yeah, I think that they get, obviously, I think maybe there's some like, I wish they wouldn't do it because I think it gives as a therapist, I think it gives a bad idea of what couples therapy is.
I completely agree. And I also was kind of disturbed by on Darcy and Stacey, how Darcy goes in for one therapy session.
Yes.
She walks out and she's like, I feel great now. 3 seconds, she's on cloud 9 getting proposed to by Georgie.
Because I'm telling you now, Darcy's a PhD. Like I could get my PhD by trying to counsel her.
Oh yeah. She needs like 3 therapy appointments a day.
Hers was actually a little bit better because it talked a hint about patterns, but yeah, it was not.
I mean, to be honest,
so yes, it bothers me.
But
any therapist who's going to agree to be on camera to let themselves do that is going to have talked themselves into something ethical that they can do.
Well, you can't. So with HIPAA and all of that, I actually wouldn't be able to ask or talk about 90% of the things that I would talk about in session. And so I could lose my license for that. So it definitely is, it's just not therapy.
At least an ethical breach.
Yeah, it's not therapy. Yeah. So, and is that Kyle, like why? Because you said this at the beginning. What was when you said because you had this second sight of knowing she would be Ari and Benny would be so divisive in the 90-day world. How did you know, girl? How did you know?
So I think that the reason that they're divisive isn't really related to the individual issues, because I think that people that watch this show carefully and think about it, people on our Patreons that are really into the show, I think they can analytically look at a problem. Like circumcision is a good example. Like we can all talk about that and there's not a ton of emotion attached there for a lot of people. I think that the reason that they're divisive doesn't have anything to do with the specific problems that they encounter, but it has much more to do where we are as a society when it comes to white privilege.
Yep.
And how people perceive that, how people forgive it, how people can essentially square having empathy for a human being at the same time look at someone's past and upbringing and see like this person had all these things that I never had, and they made all these horrible choices and they've gotten themselves in a terrible situation. How am I supposed to feel bad for this person? And so I just kind of saw it more as this person. It's more complicated than that, though, right? Because she has a history of mental illness also.
Yep.
And so you add all those things together, and then you put this person in Africa where she makes virtually no effort to understand his culture, what daily life is going to be like. They have no communication whatsoever. And so she makes all these horrible, ridiculous decisions. At the first part of the season, she treats him completely like shit. The tables turn a little bit later, but at the end of the day, she's still miserable and she's a person.
Yeah. And I think
so can you still talk about someone that has a shitty life that they've made for themselves? Can you still feel things for them without pissing everyone off? That it seems like there's some people that just have written her off completely because of her background and feel no sympathy for her whatsoever. And don't get me wrong, she's made terrible choices, but I think that's the conundrum, and that's the divisive part. It's not, is getting a baptism good or bad for this child? It's, should I care about this fucking moron that had a lot of stuff handed to her on a silver platter and still fucked it up?
I think people
I could applaud for that.
People came.
Also car seats. Any
Yes.
storyline to do with car seats? Super divisive.
No.
And I think someone on our on our feed also said that Devin, no one defended Devin that way. Even though Devin had a baby in the same kind of way, had moved to Korea, and the parallels that were there, no one kind of had felt it necessary to say, well, Devin, it's postpartum or it's blah blah blah.
We know too much about Devin, though.
Exactly.
We know too much about her. I don't really know anything about Ari on social media, but for Devin,
that's the problem. Devin lost all sympathy of the audience because of her really bizarre,
fucked up social media presence.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about fucking yourself up on social media. One of the first things that we saw her say on social media is that racism doesn't exist because I've never seen it. And it was just like, at that point,
grew up in Utah.
What are you supposed to think about this person from then on?
I think Devin has just, and I don't know if you've ever seen Devin's mother's social media feed.
We sure have.
Yeah.
Sure
You
wish
guys
I
can
had
check
it.
out her website.
Whatever
right?
you do,
I know, I've seen it.
We're telling you, people, don't look at this.
No, you won't be able to watch the show and have fun.
It's
That's the problem.
absolutely
Yeah.
awful. So, y'all, that sums up our toe conversation with Cray Cray. And we are going to jump on over to Lalu on our Patreon. If you're a member of our $8 Patreon, we're going to go right over there. We'll see you then.
We teased you.